She's here. It's none other than Mary Berry! Now, Mary...
I'm sure you've grown.
I have...
I mean, look.
I don't know. I could do this. Is that right? I could just cook like this. Anyway, it's good to have you here. Again, because you're here quite a lot, aren't you, really? So what are we going to be making, then? Because this is your sort of alternative sort of Christmas.
It's a pavlova, lots of cream with a little bit of booze in, and then on top of that, poached pears.
Sounds good.
I hope you're hungry, Jim.
Yeah, I think so what do we need, first of all, then? The pears, I'm assuming,
I've
are we
got 5
first?
pears here.
OK, so I'm going to be busy doing that.
You get on. This is my sous chef.
We've known each other for a long, long time. We used to do cooking demos together, didn't we?
We did.
Because I was this young kid with a bandana on, wasn't it?
I loved it. Well, can't you go back to it?
No, I just look as if I should be locked up. But they had this bandana on, and I was this young, eager kid, and I was like, all my stuff's coming out burnt. It's burning everything. I don't have enough power on here. Oh, it was just hilarious. But
Never mind. Yeah. I'm going to make the meringue, and so I've got 4 egg whites in here, and I've got my sugar measured out here. Did you make meringue when you were at Leeds?
Yes, we did.
Well, this is a better way.
Yeah. Teach me, Mary, teach me.
So the egg whites are in here. I put it on at full speed till it looks like cloud.
Sugar, 4 tablespoons?
4 tablespoons. Let me just show you what I mean. That, to me, looks like cloud, and it's got no strength to it at all. And then I'm going to add sugar a little at a time on full speed. I reckon that's done.
So you want vanilla in these pears as well. So we've got a vanilla pod.
Yeah, so we leave that until it's absolutely tender, and it'll take about 20 minutes. Much better to do it slowly.
OK.
And because it's pavlova, I'm going to add corn flour and some vinegar.
So always white wine vinegar?
Just mix that together, and it makes it gooey in the middle. Pop that in there.
Right, so we mix this together. Now, why the little dots?
Because if you don't, it slips all over the place.
Right, what do you want?
I've got one, you can copy it. That's it.
Right, OK. Deep breath.
I'm not stupid, Hannah, because I know he's done most likely 2,000 of these, and I've done 100 in my time, and I know, and he does it so well.
Yeah, he's all right, then.
That's brilliant. Now, I've got to whip some cream up while we're here.
Happy with that?
Now, that is very good.
Anyway, this is going to go in the oven for how long?
For 1 hour, and then leave it in the oven to get cold.
I knew you were coming, you see, because I put one of these in here.
Oh, how lovely. A sitting hen.
You collect them, don't you?
I do, but I collect old ones. That one was made yesterday. Now, that is just right. Look at it, OK? And now we're going to add the pear liqueur to the cream. Measure it very carefully. Exactly 1 tablespoon. And
1 tablespoon? It's like a ladle!
And then we're going to spread the cream on top. And it's important to put it right to the end, because that is a slice. And that's why we didn't put dots up there.
So you know Jimmy's into baking, because you know that he made a cake to impress his, well, fiancée. Wife now.
Wife now.
What did you? Come on, tell us.
No, well, here's the thing. I made one of James's cakes, which
Why
was
didn't you make one of mine?
No, well, I'm coming to that now.
Jimmy, I could have told you that. It's like walking into a brick wall. Jimmy.
But I made one of James's cakes, which was a peach creme fraiche crumble cake, which was very, very nice. However, it's not as good as your malt chocolate cake. That's the truth.
Oh. I don't think I'll be going home.
Isn't there some point you get home from work and you go, nah, I'm having a takeout?
You won't believe this, but I haven't ever had a takeaway.
You've never had a takeaway?
I've never had a takeaway. So you could just finish those for me.
I knew it was passing on to me. Right,
While I just mix this up, there's a little bit of sieved apricot jam here, and it had a little bit of water added to it.
All right, so you got some ginger?
Ginger and pear just are a perfect marriage. And I'm quite generous, and it's like little jewels over the top. So there it is, decadent pear and ginger pavlova.
Right, so I suppose the test is in the tasting, is that right?
Come on, Jimmy.
Do you want me to take a slice?
Yes.
Go on then, ladies first.
How about that then? Come on, Jimmy.
The ginger's great, isn't it?
I loved you before, but I love you even more now. That is absolutely fantastic.
This is puff pastry. You start off with a traditional sort of method of rubbing the butter in the flour. Wherever possible, I would do this by hand. Mix this together, take a little well, a little bit of water. Now, Mary, what I would like you to do is basically get these sultanas on to cook. So golden sultanas. I need to put them in the pan
Right.
and immerse them in water. All right?
This has got a little water in it, or so.
Yeah, it needs a bit more water than that, really. So throw the whole lot in and then almost cover them with water. Right, Jimmy, so at the same time, you're going to make the filling for my sausage rolls. So we've got some sausage meat in the fridge. If you can also grab the brandy and then put a measure, that's not a Mary Berry measure that we saw earlier, just a measure of brandy in there, all right? Yeah, it's
Putting
on.
it in, James, I'm putting it in.
Right.
Tell me when to stop.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Well, that's it. Now, garlic, throw that in. And then take some fresh thyme, strip it from the stalks, because this is the thing. In the winter, you need to strip the thyme from the stalks. In the summer, you can chop the whole thing.
Straight in?
Yeah, that's it. Right, we're there with our pastry. Try to add a little amount of flour as possible. The more flour you add, the tougher the mixture. So, less flour. Always try to do this in a cold worktop as well. What you want to end up with is a nice piece of pastry like this. And it's all about incorporating the butter at this next stage. Now, if you can mix that together, that would be great. They just boil away, Mary. That's the key to this. And next, you grab your butter. Now, I blame puff pastry, see, for my love of butter, but this is how much butter you put in. A block and a half. And Mary, you see, this is like my bacon sandwich at home.
Right, OK, go on.
Bread and butter sandwich. And then what we do is we whack it. You're trying to get all the layers of fat nice and even all the way through it. What you will need is a little bit more flour at this stage. Now, carefully, you kind of roll this out like that. Now, this is classed as the book turn, so what you do is you fold it over like that, and then you fold it over like that. Brush off any excess flour and fold it over. So that's one book turn. And you just repeat the process again. Over here, I've got this one.
Yes, one I made earlier.
Well, I had to, because, you know, it needs time to chill in the fridge, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, it's nice and cold.
Now, what I want you to do is I want you to fill the piping bag with that. Now, all the while, you see these, when you boil them, see what happens to them? They plump up, they go really fat.
And they've got a shine on them.
Yeah, it's exactly what we want for this.
Right.
Next, puff pastry. Roll it out.
That looks beautifully eaten. There are no streaks of fat in it. It's lovely.
Yeah, well, I was concentrating on this one, Mary. I knew you were coming. How many years have we known each other? Must be 20 years, isn't it?
20 years, yes.
Must be 20 years, isn't it?
At least.
If you remember me in a bandana, it's got to be 20 years ago.
Yes. And I was rather sad when you took it off. I liked it. Now you've got little sprouts on the front.
Sprouts? What do you mean, sprouts?
Well, it sort of sprouts up. It's nice, and don't get me wrong.
Sprouts? Anyway, on with my piping bag. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Brush with egg yolk. Now we fold it over. Fork. Just seals in the pastry like that. Egg wash. Just thinking about I need to go for a haircut now. Meanwhile, I'm going to make this sauce. Look at these sultanas. Look.
They're really plump, and they're sort of syrupy
sultanas.
around the outside.
They've got this lovely syrup with it, all right? So we're going to take it and stick it in our blender. To be honest with you, this sauce is not my idea. It's Paul Ainsworth. I love it. I think it's just a fantastic sauce. So equal quantities, brown sauce and sultanas, and we just blitz it.
It's a fruity brown sauce. It's wonderful.
We've got our sausage rolls.
Wow!
Oh, look at that.
Look. That is superb. And the pastry
It's
is
so
as
light.
light as a feather.
And the brandy?
I'll have to have another bit to find out.